Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome to another episode of Jacob Walks Over a Bridge. I'm Jacob. I'm walking over a bridge. No, but actually, I'm walking over a bridge. I know it's been a long time since I've talked to you guys. I think it's been exactly 2 months since the last time I recorded, and I definitely did not think that day, which was a nicer day than today, actually, in March. But that day when I was walking over the Brooklyn Bridge, that was going to be the last time I was going to talk to you for a good time. But COVID-19 is very persuasive when it comes to keeping people inside. Well, smart people anyway. But I thought it was finally time to break out a little bit. I had the day off today. Originally, this episode was going to be recorded somewhere over the Schuylkill River in Philadelphia. I had a trip planned. I was going to go play Pokemon Go. They had a whole event. I paid money to do that, and alas, that fell through. They still are doing the event in the app, albeit, all over the city instead of in a park in Philadelphia. But I still had the day off. Decided to take an extended walk up to the Aldi in Harlem along the East River. And as I was walking, I was inspired to walk over what's called the Ward's Island Bridge to Roosevelt Island. It used to be called Ward's Island once upon a time. I'm surprised they never renamed the bridge. They are so keen on renaming bridges these days. There's a sign on the highway just before this bridge that announces old news, but that the Triborough Bridge was renamed the RFK Bridge, which no one uses. Every time I've taken a cab over to Astoria, they always say they're taking the Triborough. People call bridges what they want to call bridges, but this one, per the name on the actual bridge, is Ward's Island Bridge. And I'm sorry if this is coming through a little muffled, or if I'm panting a little bit more than usual. I'm recording this through my face mask. I'm trying to be responsible. Who knows, this bridge is not terribly wide. It's a wider walkway. It's just a pedestrian bridge. It's wider than, let's say, the walking path on the Queensboro Bridge, but it's still not wide enough that I would feel comfortable taking my mask off, because who knows, people don't always get the memo that you're supposed to be wearing masks or know why they're supposed to be wearing masks. I've never actually walked over this bridge before. I've seen it before on, driving along the FDR to get to the Triborough. Never actually took the time to walk over it. I've done events on Randall's Island. That's where, whenever it does happen again, but it's the last few years too, that the corporate softball league I'm in plays on the island. Sorry, I messed up my ear. Yeah, so I've played there, and when I lived in Astoria, I would walk over the Triborough Bridge back to Astoria. That was a fun adventure, especially considering for the vast majority of the upper part of the bridge, there's no high gate, so you can very easily fall off that bridge if you really wanted to, or weren't careful. This bridge is a lot calmer. Gate at least is 8 feet, maybe it's 7 feet high. Either way, it's too high for me to just fall over, unless I was really trying to fall over. It's pretty quiet today. It's not a nice day out, which is another good reason why it was a great day to go for a walk. It's not as many people, but it's a little chilly, a little drizzly now. But I was going to say that's New York in May, but that's not New York in May. Yeah, they're talking that, places north and west of here are going to be getting snow in the next few days, or tomorrow. Yeah, there's a storm coming. It's probably just going to be rain here, but it's amazing to think that in May we're going to be getting that. But the crazy thing is that we've all been indoors for so long now that what's the right weather is up to interpretation. I don't remember. It's hard to remember what day it is. You know, every Wednesday feels like Friday, and Fridays feel like Tuesdays. It's weird. But so we go. So we go. It's the only choice we do have is to go. I hope this comes through okay. Obviously, I'm going to post it before I listen to it like I always do. But it would be nice if you guys could hear me. It's not a very long bridge. I've already got past the high point and I'm starting my descent down to Randall's Island. I've never actually been to this part of the island. It's right on the southern tip of the island. I'll walk around for a little bit and then walk back over the bridge to get a little experience there. I'll keep you on. I know that generally I try not to try not to record these things when I'm not on a bridge. I feel like that defeats the purpose of the whole podcast. You know, you didn't sign up to listen to Jacob walks through a park, or Jacob walks between 60th and 40th Streets, which was an alternate name for the second season of this podcast if I didn't think I could walk over more bridges, which I've been able to, thankfully. But I feel like the appeal of this is to walk over the bridge and talk. I thought about during the quarantine to go out to my fire escape and record from there. It's kind of like a bridge, if you have a very loose interpretation of what a bridge is, and technically that is illegal to go out, I think, at least to go out on your fire escape. I've seen people do it. I remember in my Astoria apartment there was a sign, an iron sign that was bolted to the fire escape outside my bedroom window that warned I could be liable for, I think, like a $10 or $15 fine if I was to go out there. Granted, I have no idea when that sign was made. I imagine, given its age, that $10 or $15 was a decent amount of money back then. Not so much now. But now that I am on the other side and I'm still recording, there's no turning back now. So, well, I guess technically when I was in Amsterdam and it started hailing and, Brendan convinced me to walk with him while still recording, going off the bridge and walking somewhere else in Amsterdam for a brief moment with the recording still on. I technically wasn't on a bridge, but I guess you have to imagine that who knows what in Amsterdam used to be. I don't even know, is that a river, marsh? I don't know, but like at one point there was water there, probably, especially if we're walking so close to the water already as it was. The same thing with New York. You always hear stories about how the island of Manhattan, at least, was smaller once upon a time, but then as people started to bury things, they used to sink ships around, and long story short, the island slowly expanded in size. So, not necessarily a bridge, but not necessarily not a bridge. Probably